Alright, so now I have opened this decoding serial number, and now we will need to add this kind of implementation in our app. Like it has like different structure like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It has 12 letter here, and the first number is the year of manufacture, second two letters is months of manufacture, and for the RM, which is Mexico, and the location of assembly, and the remaining is just some information, assembly line, and so on. Right, so now we will need to have this kind of implementation. I will finish the implementation because it's kind of not related to how can I teach you how just to store a hash map and having this kind of stuff, because it's kind of normal and we have applied it the same at Samsung decoder. So I will just copy it and paste, and I will show you back the result after changing the LG TV serial decoder. Alright, so I have finished the LG decoder. I will have changed this instead of chart to become a string. It will affect our hash map. I made the serial checking is length 12, and for the decode serial is just the same. I didn't really change it much. For fill year I have changed the year based on the specific year, and for the fill months I did also check for this month, and for the fill countries I just made this list. And for the type I didn't really find a specific rule for the TV, so I made it just simple. Now I'm just gonna return this TV. And for the country I made this section, like I used substring to have these two letters, and I checked in our country map. The same goes for date serial. I checked for this section and this section, and I combined them together if I found them. So that's it for our LG decoder. There is no much to it now. Now we will need to implement our adapter. So I'm gonna make a new Kotlin class, gonna be brand adapter factory. It's gonna be simple. It will accept simple functions. It will take get decoder, and it accept type of brand type, and when brand type, I'm just add the remaining branches. I'm gonna return Samsung decoder with no parameters, and for the LG I'm just gonna return LG decoder, and now I'm just gonna return decoder, and voila, we have got our app. I'm just gonna return the statement out here so we can have a better code. And now it's kind of much more cleaner. Now we have our factory, which just gets a specific decoder, and now in our decoding details you need our factory. So we'll take our brands adapter factory, and this one brands adapter factory, get decoder brands, is correct serial, and we pause the serial. So we need the serial as well. Alright, so now we're just gonna do the same for decode serial, and that's it for our decoding utility. Like, it's done here. We have our decoding utility, which uses our brand adapter factory to get the correct decoder based on the brand, and from that brand we're gonna check the correct serial. And for the decoding it's also the same. So now we can use our decoding utility class with no problem. And for this one I will make another I think there is much more packages. We need more packages to run it. So I will make a new package in the data layer. I will call it decoder. It's gonna take the decoder interface, the decoding utility. I'm not sure what's the problem. Anyway, we're gonna change LG decoder, and I will add Samsung decoder. For the factory, I will keep it outside, and yep, I will kind of coupled with the decoder, so I'll just make it with the decoder. Now we will have this utility interface for manufacturing data, and yeah, I think that's I will keep it just manufacturing data. I'm not sure should we move it or not. I'm just gonna keep it this way. I'm just gonna keep it this way. Anyway, now we have our brand, we have the decoder, decoding fields. Now we need to make another package for brands. So I'm just gonna make an enum class for these brands, so we can have like better better style. This one is gonna, and for this type, press Alt Enter just to move to change the name of the page, and we need to add like for this decoder. I'm just gonna make it like this. I'm not sure where should we locate the constant naming. So for the TV type, it's Samsung decoder, so I'm just gonna make it Samsung decoder here. And yep, that's the point of the decoder. And for the unspecific type, just gonna be in our decoder interface. But to just import it. Alright, so now we need to import the brand. Is everything fine? This one is probably because of error. Now for Samsung decoder, which is yeah, everything is working fine now. We have our manufacturer entity, and for the decoding utils, we're just gonna take a serial and a brand and the comparing. I think that's it now for our design pattern and architecture, and we have really done a lot. Now if you just want to add any other decoder, we'll just make a new class, Kotlin class. I'll just show you. I'm just, for example, this Shiba decoder, so I'm gonna take a decoder, and if you want to have like the manufacturing data, which takes a key and value, let's say a string and string, we'll just implement our functions, and voila, now we have our Toshiba decoder, and we can just pass it through this one like normal by just changing the brand. We make it Toshiba. And now we go to the factory and it tells us add remaining branch, and we have our Toshiba decoder, and now it should work fine. There is no errors, there is no something. If you rebuild, your app wouldn't crash and wouldn't cause any problem. So I will wait together with you so we can make sure that everything is working fine. Right, so now we have no problem. Now after we can rebuild again, and wouldn't really have any problem. So my Gradle takes a lot of time, so I will pause it and come back. Yeah, alright, now it's working fine. Now I'm just gonna remove this Toshiba, and I'm gonna move the Toshiba here. And now for the Toshiba decoder, I'll just remove it because it's pointless. Right, now that's it for our architecture. And if you want, you can have like an interface for this factory, and this get decoder will just be implementation for that factory. If you want, you can go ahead and apply this approach, and this one will probably help you if you're gonna use it for testing. So one additional you can make, which would just make an extraction to this. I will generate where is kind of, let's just add, unfortunately I can't remember which one. Sync refactor, extract interfaces, yes, to separate file, yes, and it's gonna be brands factory. You can also do this way, and we're just gonna add this as a member, and we're gonna refactor it. We need another interface. I'm just gonna name it like I. Right, now it implements our factory and override it. So in your testing, if you want to have some kind of different factory, we're just gonna implement this approach. So yeah, now we have different kind of factory. I'm just gonna make a new package for our factory here, and I will pass this one, this interface, in the factory itself. So now we have our interface and the factory, and now we have our decoder file package files in our package, and that's it for this video. I know it took a lot of time, but that's really important topic, and you really need to understand how can you make your app scalable to have bigger user base and have a better user experience. Thank you a lot for watching. See you next time.